So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate our outbound lead generation process. This is based on job postings. We're a video editing company, and consequently, we look for people that are hiring video editors as potential leads. There are a number of companies that will do lead generation for you as a productized service. I tend to think that this should be done in-house because they seem to be kind of narrow in scope, and that they'll either focus on doing just lead generation or just another activity that would make the same use of the cold emailing skills. So an example would be like if you wanted to build SEO backlinks, then you would want to set up a email auto sequence and then reach out to a certain number of websites. That would be one example, or either getting yourself on podcasts. All of these kind of like lead generation skills, they can kind of be siloed out into their own kind of like specialized service. But I think that there's a value of having these skills in-house because you can use them for a lot of things to grow your business. So we focus on LinkedIn, and one of the things I'll say about LinkedIn is that you should have the Sales Navigator plan to make this work. And just a tiny little hack, this may seem petty, but they do use, if you have like a business and a team account, that's like a price differentiator. It's a way for them to segment the market a little bit, so that you actually pay 50% more for almost the same amount of service, basically. So, I mean, to be fair, they do give you 50% more in mails, but basically everything else is almost the same. A way of getting around this, or other software that might do the same, and there are other examples, I guess, of software as a service where they do charge more to have that team like admin control. A good way of getting around that is to use a service like Lola.com, which allows you to spin up some virtual credit cards. That way you can give your individual contractors or employees their own card, and if they were ever fired or quit, then you just deactivate the card. Very easy to spin up a bunch of virtual credit cards and pay for LinkedIn or whatever other systems you're using. So to just kind of give you like a breakdown of the video, we'll go through probably about 7 or 8 different software tools I use to make this work. Probably not a lot of detail in any one tool, but if you feel that there's questions that you have, definitely leave those in the comments section below. To support this video, definitely I'll leave a link to all the resources I'm using below, so that it will be an affiliate link for anything that has an affiliate, and that would help support this video and providing support for any questions you might have. So yeah, starting off, LinkedIn is a good place to start with jobs. So we're a video editing agency. We can look for video editor. And this is one of the things to know is like these promoted items. You'll see these you'll see the same postings at the top of the list each time. So you just have to be cognizant of those to kind of skip over those. An example of something we'll look at here is this head of video position at Go Media. We can open up the company linked page on LinkedIn and kind of see all of their different employees. Anybody we've already added will show up in purple. So I really like this LeadJet tool because it allows you to sync what's on LinkedIn with your CRM. Okay, so I deleted this one contact just so you could see what the process is like when we use LeadJet. So we add it to the CRM as a contact. LeadJet has our Hunter API in it, and Hunter is just a tool for finding emails. So once the email is found, what we can do is we can do new deal, and once we put it into this bucket on new deal, it'll actually start an email automation. So let me show you what our automation looks like. So it goes into here, which is email verification bucket in Pipedrive. We have a Integromat, which is kind of like Zapier, but it's a little bit less expensive, just and allows for a little bit more customization. But the trade-off is probably a little bit more complicated to use. But this is what our automation looks like in Integromat. So we're looking for anything that gets dropped off into this deal stage. And then we just check to make sure that there's an email, because if not, it'll give an error for Bouncer. Bouncer just checks to make sure that the email is a good email address and is unlikely to bounce. It does have some false negatives. So if it's a good email, but it's also a catch-all address, then it will throw it to the side. So we're not hitting all of the emails that we can because of this, but it does keep our bounce rate low, which is something I was concerned about at the time. So it'll route in one of two directions. This is if it's unsuccessful, it says untrusted email, and then it gives the bouncer status and the reason for it. And then if it's a good email, then it'll go here, which is this is just a different stage where it says new jobs. From there, we go into Lemlist, which is our email automation tool that we're using for cold outreach. Here is where we can import from Pipedrive. And I've previously set up a filter here for new jobs. So whenever anything comes into here, it'll automatically add into this Lemlist sequence. So just to give you an idea of what these Lemlist sequences look like, if you add a step here, you can see the different things that you can do. You can send an email. You can make a manual task for a sales rep. You can set up a phone call. These things are automated with LinkedIn, so it can automatically visit the LinkedIn page of the prospect. It could send out an invite, although that you're limited to about 100 of these per week, I believe now. So it's this is a little bit more limited. And then also sending a LinkedIn message, you can automate that. This is kind of like what our automation looks like. We visit the page, we send the first email, and there's an A/B test, so we can like see how different subject lines behave. This one just says, saw you were hiring for a video editor and wanted to see if we can help with that need. At VidPros, we offer video editors on a fractional or full-time basis with a monthly subscription. Are you the best person to connect with regarding video editing, video editor staffing? If not, could you point me in the right direction? So that's basically just asking if they're the right person to talk to. Hopefully it leads to them replying and saying, hey, either it's me, or no, you can chat with this person at the company. Yeah, the second one, we just kind of go into kind of what we do and provide a little bit more detail. Look, I get it. You're probably swamped in video editor applications or other tasks. So to sweeten the deal, I'd like to give you 2 weeks of free trial with one of our editors. That's 20 hours of video editing worth $300. No credit card required or strings attached. You can pick a time on my calendar for a quick demo call, and I'll be happy to get this trial set up for you. And then the last email we send is just asking for feedback and kind of trying to see what, like if there is any chance that they'll respond. So it says, a while back I reached out about your video editing needs. Just wanted to follow up one last time in case your needs have changed. Could I ask why you didn't want to take advantage of our free trial? What would make our service better for your use case? Would you consider our solution in the future as you scale? And yeah, that's basically it for the email sequence. So you see that there's 1 day between the profile view, wait 4 days, and then the first email goes out, then wait 4 days for the second email. And then the last one is like 20 days later. And like the idea here is like 20 days from now is like maybe they've hired the editor, but maybe they need more editors again, or maybe it was a hire and like maybe they're having second thoughts about it. So I mean, it's just an opportunity to kind of follow up in a little bit longer timeline and see if needs changed, I guess, over time. So yeah, that's our email sequence, and from there, that's basically it. So yeah, we have Pipedrive as our CRM. So This is great because you can set up goals for the team members, just as far as like how many contacts are added. So you could set a certain number of goals, I guess, for them to add a certain number of contacts. This will keep track of how many demos are scheduled. It's a little bit of a manual process in that once they have some communication with them, then they will move the deal to a deal stage, which says the demo has been scheduled. And then finally, deals one, you can keep track of the amount of revenue brought in through the process. So yeah, that's just a broad overview. I think that some of the tools that warrant it, like a more in-depth overview and kind of tutorial, I'm going to try to do those separate tools individually, but this is kind of a higher level view of the entire process. And if you do have any questions or comments that you think need to go over into like more in-depth detail in a future video, definitely like leave those in the space below, and I'll definitely add those into future videos as we create them, going into maybe some more of the nuances on the more complex tools. But yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching.